Family, Shabbat Shalom. It is Thursday, Ya Asasi or Asasia, Asasia's Day, the Day of Mother Nature. And you may have listened to my last video about our ancestor, a new ancestor that has come up, Therese Homberger, Teresa Hamburger, if you want to anglicize. And I thought I'd take a moment because a lot of people ask me, well, what is it exactly that you're trying to say about your family? So let me be very clear. Our ancestors were in all of what we call Europe or the Asian Peninsula for millennia. And what happens, family, is you've heard about global resets. I'm certain of that. If you haven't, please look it up. And so every time there's a global reset, this can be normally it's every 250 years, but it can be in between if genetic memories decides to, recalibrate and awaken. And so when this happened to me when I was pregnant, so I was in 2020, I was pregnant and I was getting all this genetic memory about France, different towns in France, and I actually did a road trip on the west coast down to the south of France, and all I saw was just memories. Went to lots of cathedrals, lots of places from Nantes, Bordeaux, further south to the border of Spain. And everything, as the further south we went, everything was more or less ending in les something. So like showing the Moorish origin in a lot of these towns. And I just have these memories. And so what has happened to me is that having my son, I called him Shemuel Tiferet. This is his third and fourth name. And, it's like in the Bible, for those of you that have ever read the Bible or maybe know the story of King Herod, 2020 or from 2019 upwards, and of course before that, they're looking for these children that may carry that genetic memory, and they want to either, for them to meet their demise, physical demise, or for them to have some sort of issue, whether it's a handicap, on many levels, speech, a physical handicap, something, so that they cannot process their divine right and be here to do what they're supposed to be doing, which is to elevate humanity, because this is what's happened. What has happened is that we've become dehumanized and reprogrammed. So what I'm doing, family, is just this, it's just the bloodline is in memory. And so all I'm doing is following the ways of my ancestors. The more that I follow the ways of my ancestors, doing Shabbat, the way that I behave, the way that I speak with people, interact with people or not, the foods that I eat, the music that I listen to, relearning, and I call it a relearning of Hebrew, relearning of Arabic, that now I go by my mother's name, matrilineal name, Al-Saida and Osei, which are both Hebraic if we really want to look at them. Very powerful names, and a lot of people that speak Arabic, when they see that I'm Al-Saida, it's like something in the ether. I've had this where I've been at events when I've said my name and people will just either freeze or have a natural reaction, say, whoa, what is this? Like, what is this name? And just people that are in the know say, yeah. And if we look at patriarchy, that's what happened. Look at the look up Al-Said family. So that's A-L space S-A, I with a tremor, D, because that's the patrilineal side. But Al-Saida or Al-Saida for those anglicizing, it's a very ancient name, family. So we've been on both sides of the hemisphere, both sides of the waters, building, creating, and then when there's a new regime or new political powers or things like that, they want to erase us. But genetic memory, as I'm saying, comes back to remind us of who we are every so 100 years, every so 1,000 years. And it just happens that in my case, it's the son that I have birthed is a reincarnation going back millennia. And I know that for some this can seem, should we just say a lot? I won't put any other words on it. But if you watch a lot of these films, you know that You know that, as I've said in the Bible, King Herod, look at that, looking for all those children. Look at it, Passover, what they do. Purim, what they try to do, wipe us out. But it's not a physical wipeout, family, as I say. It can just be a memory erasure. So this is what I'm doing. My journey is going back in the bloodline, the memory that I have now that they weren't able to erase 2019 from me, and doing my best to showcase and honor my family. It's really as simple as that. It's just say, yes, my name is Ekosia Sewa Al Saida Ose, and I am Yahudim. We're not Jews, it's Yahudim. It's very ancient, and I'm returning to my path. It's as simple as that, family. So thank you for listening. If you have questions, of course, connect with me. That's what this is about now. We have the word rebirth, we have the words renaissance, reactivation. That's what it's all about. Those words exist for a reason, and that's why I'm here.